He who masters his time bends the world to his rhythm. Welcome back, Ascenders. The world keeps telling you to talk louder, smile wider, network harder, and hustle publicly. But what if the real power was found in silence, solitude, and strategic detachment? This isn't about rebellion. It's about building a life that doesn't depend on applause. Sigma males don't fit into the hierarchy. They observe it. Outsiders by nature, architects by choice. Sigmas write their own rulebooks and burn the old ones. They don't wear labels, chase clout, or wait for orders. They disappear to develop. Then they reappear, upgraded. In today's breakdown, we're not going over played-out traits or lone wolf clichés. These are 11 core Sigma lifestyles, frameworks that form the unshakable foundation of the Sigma path. Each one isn't just an idea, it's a discipline, a defense system, and a doorway to independence. So, Ascenders, before we dive deep, don't just be a consumer of content, be a student of mindset. Hit subscribe, turn on your edge, and get ready to evolve into a version of yourself the system isn't ready for. Now let's get into the code. 1. The zero noise zone. The average person is addicted to noise. Podcasts, group chats, scrolling feeds, TV in the background, anything to avoid being alone with their thoughts. The Sigma, he creates a zero noise zone, and it's sacred. This lifestyle isn't just about turning the volume down, it's about filtering inputs with surgical precision. It's about setting hard boundaries around your mental environment. He doesn't scroll endlessly or jump at every notification. His digital world is minimal, functional, and clean. A Sigma understands that attention is currency, and the world is designed to bankrupt you. Every dopamine hit, every comment section, every gossip thread, it's a theft. He treats peace like a survival resource. The zero noise zone is where creativity sharpens. It's where critical thinking lives. While others drown in stimulus, the Sigma refines his plans, connects dots others miss, and executes with clarity. This isn't isolation, it's insulation, and it's non-negotiable. 2. Outlaw's calendar. Time is the true status symbol. You can fake wealth, fake charisma, even fake purpose, but you can't fake control over your time. The Sigma lives by the Outlaw's calendar, where his hours serve him, not the other way around. He doesn't fill his calendar with fluff. He's not available just because someone asks. Each yes is measured. Each no is a defense. Meetings, minimal. Social plans, selective. He chooses depth over density. The Outlaw's calendar isn't rigid, it's ruthless. There's room for chaos, but never for obligation. It's not about being productive for productivity's sake. It's about owning the direction of each day. This system gives him leverage. While others overcommit and burn out, he maintains energy for what actually matters. He plans like a strategist, acts like an assassin, short bursts of intense, focused action. No busy work, no external scheduling slavery. 3. Social ghost protocol. The Sigma male doesn't vanish to be edgy. He disappears to maintain control. That's the core of the social ghost protocol, an approach to interaction that's intentional, surgical, and deeply strategic. He's not on every call. He doesn't attend every dinner. He appears when it aligns with his mission and fades when it doesn't. People don't always understand it, and that's exactly the point. Confusion is part of his camouflage. Social ghosting doesn't mean zero interaction. It means discreet dominance. He understands presence is a resource. The more accessible you are, the less people value your time. The Sigma flips the script. Scarcity becomes strength. He doesn't play the popularity game. He builds connections that sharpen him. He listens more than he talks. And when he speaks, people pay attention, because his words aren't casual, they're calculated. 4. Mental minimalism. The Sigma male doesn't chase complexity, he dismantles it. Mental minimalism is his antidote to the world's information overload. While most people are drowning in opinions, trends, philosophies, and borrowed beliefs, the Sigma runs lean and lethal. He doesn't try to know everything. He focuses on what matters. His mind is a tool, not a museum. He doesn't store random facts or internalize groupthink. He filters his inputs the same way a sniper filters distractions, with brutal efficiency. Mental minimalism means he doesn't have an opinion on everything. In a world obsessed with outrage and hot takes, he values silence over noise, clarity over reaction. He doesn't jump into every debate because his self-worth isn't tied to being seen. His beliefs, field-tested, not picked up from YouTube gurus or Twitter threads. Every idea he holds has been battle-tested in his own life. If it doesn't serve him, it's gone. No sentiment, no clutter. This mental leanness gives him an edge. He moves faster, decides cleaner, thinks sharper. He doesn't get stuck second-guessing or arguing over details that won't matter in 5 years. His mind isn't a battleground, it's a war room. 5. Purpose over applause. You can't control how people respond, but you can control why you act. Purpose over applause is the Sigma's creed. While others chase likes, claps, and validation, the Sigma moves for meaning. He doesn't post every move. He doesn't fish for recognition. He builds in silence, not because he doesn't want acknowledgement, but because he doesn't need it. That difference is everything. Purpose gives his actions gravity. It keeps him grounded when trends shift. It's why he doesn't quit when the spotlight fades. Most people rely on external hype to stay motivated. The Sigma draws power from within. His drive is immune to applause, immune to silence. This mindset makes him dangerous in the best way. While others burn out trying to impress, he plays long games. He measures success by internal metrics. Did I grow? Did I stay true to my principles? Did I build something real? He knows applause is temporary and popularity is rented. Purpose is owned. And because of that, he never builds his identity around being liked. He builds it around being useful to himself, to his mission, to the people he chooses to serve. 6. Exit strategy. Living. The Sigma doesn't trap himself. Every situation he walks into, he already has a way out. That's the mindset behind exit strategy living, designing a life that's flexible, fluid, and never dependent on external permission. Jobs, cities, relationships, routines, nothing is permanent. Not because he's flaky, but because he's adaptive. He doesn't get emotionally entangled in systems that can turn on him. He builds with foresight. Most people get stuck in golden cages. Mortgages, car notes, titles, social pressure. They build lives they can't afford to leave. The Sigma avoids this trap. He designs lean, mobile systems that allow for movement, change, reinvention. It's not just about having an escape plan, it's about having options. Real independence is the ability to pivot fast, to say, this no longer serves me, and walk. No begging, no breakdown. He invests in skills, not just status. He doesn't just make money, he makes leverage. He doesn't just own stuff, he owns his choices. This isn't a paranoid life, it's a prepared one. To the outside world, this may look unstable, but to the Sigma, it's the ultimate form of power. Freedom with a built-in firewall. 7. The inner citadel. When the world tries to shake him, the Sigma doesn't flinch because he lives inside the inner citadel. This isn't metaphor. It's a real system of mental self-defense, a fortress of the mind built brick by brick through self-awareness, solitude, and daily testing. The Sigma knows the outside world is volatile. Trends change, people flip, circumstances implode. So instead of chasing stability out there, he creates it in here. His self-worth isn't outsourced. His identity isn't negotiable. That doesn't mean he's arrogant. It means he's bulletproof. He doesn't need to be understood. He needs to be centered. Critics don't rattle him. Praise doesn't inflate him. He's been alone with his darkness and made peace with it. That's why nothing outside can shake him for long. The inner citadel is built through rituals, not routines. Routines can be broken. Rituals are sacred. Whether it's morning solitude, intense reading, focused journaling, or cold discipline, he uses these to armor his mind daily. This inner stronghold gives him clarity under pressure. Where others react, he reflects. Where others break, he bends. The citadel isn't built to impress, it's built to withstand. 8. Selective isolation. Let's clear something up. The Sigma male doesn't isolate because he hates people. He isolates because he understands them too well. Selective isolation isn't about escape. It's about elevation. He's not anti-social, he's anti-friction. He doesn't waste time around energy drainers, emotional hijackers, or people who dilute his direction. The Sigma doesn't need noise to feel important. He doesn't fear being alone. He fears being pulled off course. This isolation is strategic. It's how he recovers from the chaos of modern interaction. It's how he resets his compass. Where others recharge through attention, the Sigma recharges through solitude. And when he emerges, he's sharper, faster, and clearer than ever. Selective isolation also serves as a filter. The few people he lets in, they've earned it. They sharpen his thinking, challenge his blind spots. They don't beg for access. They align with his values. This lifestyle also makes him mysterious, not because he tries, but because he's rare. In a world where everyone's broadcasting every moment, he disappears to refine, not retreat. When he shows up, he brings value, not small talk, not performance. Selective isolation isn't loneliness. It's leadership, inward first, outward later. 9. Shadow-level discipline. While others talk about what they're gonna do, the Sigma is already doing it, quietly, consistently, and without applause. This is shadow-level discipline, the grind no one sees, but everyone eventually feels. There's no highlight reel, no motivational playlist, no cheering squad, just brutal consistency. The Sigma doesn't need external accountability. He is the accountability. He doesn't need motivation. He's built habits that move regardless of mood. Shadow-level discipline means he shows up when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, and unnoticed. He doesn't post about waking up at 5 a.m. He just wakes up. He doesn't flex his workouts. He builds them into his nervous system. This kind of discipline isn't aesthetic. It's fundamental. It means the Sigma is always ready, physically, mentally, emotionally. He doesn't train for the spotlight. He trains for survival, clarity, edge. The world doesn't respect people who talk. It respects people who execute. The Sigma understands that the loudest room is rarely the strongest. He doesn't need to be loud because his results will echo louder than his presence. Shadow-level discipline is the difference between motivation and momentum. The Sigma builds momentum, silently, daily, relentlessly. 10. The identity firewall. In a world obsessed with identity labels, groupthink, and belonging, the Sigma male builds a firewall around his sense of self. He's not impossible to read because he's hiding. He's unreadable because he's ever-evolving. This is the identity firewall, a mental security system that filters influence, resists conformity, and allows constant reinvention. The Sigma doesn't cling to a fixed persona. He updates his identity the same way a hacker patches vulnerabilities, with precision and zero sentimentality. He knows that once people can define you, they can control you. Labels become cages, expectations become chains. So the Sigma stays fluid. He moves through roles without being owned by them. Son, leader, artist, strategist. They're all masks he can wear and remove at will. That doesn't make him fake. It makes him free. This firewall also protects him from emotional manipulation. Guilt trips don't work. Peer pressure fails. Public opinion? Irrelevant. Because his self-concept is internal, encrypted, and not for sale. He updates, upgrades, and outgrows. And when he does, He doesn't announce it. He just moves. Fast, clean, and without legacy drag. The Sigma isn't who you think he is. He's who he decides to become every damn day. 11th, asymmetrical thinking. The final Sigma lifestyle flips the board completely. Asymmetrical thinking. While the masses play by conventional logic, the Sigma breaks patterns, shifts perspectives, and wins in ways others can't even see coming. This isn't randomness, it's intentional unpredictability. The Sigma avoids playing fair games, because fair games are rigged. He doesn't compete where the rules are stacked against him. He creates angles, plays in shadows, and wins in silence. Asymmetrical thinking means he doesn't copy best practices. He studies the flaws in the system and moves where there's leverage. He'll skip the 9 to 5, bypass the corporate ladder, and create his own stream. He sees opportunity not in what's popular, but in what's ignored. He also thinks long while others think fast. He's not baited by instant results. He sets traps that take years to spring. That's why his success looks sudden, because no one saw the setup. This mindset allows him to stay 2 steps ahead. He's not predictable, and that makes him powerful. Predictable people are easy to control, but the Sigma, he's asymmetrical, unreadable, and unreasonable in all the right ways. He bends the game, and when needed, he builds a new one. There you have it, ascenders. Not surface-level Sigma traits, but core operating systems. These 11 lifestyles aren't about aesthetics. They're about engineering a life that moves different, thinks sharper, and plays outside the system entirely. You're not here for motivation, you're here for evolution. And if any of this made your instincts nod in silence, you're not just watching. You're already on the path. The Sigma path doesn't require approval. It requires intention, edge, and internal warriorship. So don't just consume, commit, subscribe, stay sharp, keep building your inner citadel, and remember, the quietest one in the room often holds the loudest future. Until next time, move like shadow, strike like vision, ascend like no one's watching.